This is dedicated to all the good guys with guns. And by that, it could be women or men, doesn't matter. Cops, military, all the people, all the things that this woman, who can't remember the name, said didn't exist. As in, good guys with guns are a myth. And this is just to debunk her for what she said, and to make her look like an idiot at the same time. Now, I apologize if I didn't guess all the good guys with guns incidents that happened, but this was all I could come up with at the moment. And thank you for watching my video. Okay, what this video is going to be about, now I don't remember who she was, and I couldn't find the video online of when she said it. But a woman on TV, it was during a whole gun debate. I think she might have been part of Moms Demand Action, I'm not really sure. But her words were, a good guy with a gun is a myth. Basically, there's no such thing. Now, she made that as a broad reference. She didn't specify which type of guy. I'm pretty sure women could be included in that, but she just happened to say, good guy with a gun. So that's the phrase that's always been used. Now, I have a serious problem with that crap because it's been proven plenty of times. I mean, think about this. Cops. They carry guns. They're good guys in most people's eyes. So you were wrong there. And you can't say, well, you meant civilian gun owners or civilian concealed carriers, because you didn't specify what type of person. You just said good guy with a gun is a myth. So what about the police that are armed? They go out there and they risk their lives. The military, same difference. They all risk their lives to make sure people go home safely. So the whole myth thing is a pile of crap. Now, what about I'm not sure how long ago this was, but there was a guy who walked into a mall with a gun, and he started shooting people. Actually, I'm not 100% sure if he nailed anybody because I don't remember that much about the thing. But there was a concealed carrier in the store, and apparently there might have been a no guns allowed sign on the door, but because he says if it was there, I unfortunately did not see it and missed it, so I had my gun on me. Now, just as he was about to execute someone else, the good guy pulled his gun, aimed it at him, but there was someone standing behind him, and he wasn't sure if his bullet would overpenetrate. But the gunman saw him, didn't kill the person, went off and shot himself in the head because he didn't want to get caught. That's a good guy with the gun. He deterred any further violence if there was any to begin with. Just like I think it was an off-duty cop, I could be wrong, in Texas, where two people, I'm not sure they were part of ISIS or whatever, some terrorist group, but they were armed with high-powered rifles. I believe it was a rifle, two of them, and this guy had a handgun, and he put both of them down. So, yet another example of a good guy with a gun. I mean, there's a ton of examples out there, but I'm not going to go running through them all. And another one, on June 8th, 2014, two police officers were just sitting there having lunch, not bothering anybody, and their names were Officer Alan Beck and Officer Eagle Soldo. Now, Soldo, from what I heard, was a family man. Matter of fact, his wife had been in contact with our family because of the whole situation that happened, and she would argue that myth is a bunch of crap. They were good guys. They carried guns. Unfortunately, they were ambushed by cowards. People who had no regard for other life or human life whatsoever. And a friend of mine, who I've known a long time, yes, I met him online, but we became good friends. I met him a couple times. We've hung out a couple times, including the last time we saw each other was at my brother's memorial, or funeral, or whatever you want to call it. Now, I'd like to say I know him pretty well. He's a good friend of mine. His name is Jeremy Keene. Guess what? He also owns a gun. And I don't make a habit of making friends with assholes. So yes, he's a good guy with a gun. I would trust my life to him if the situation came. Now, there's a lot of friends I have on Facebook that are also firearm owners. They are also good guys with guns, even if it's a female. I'm just going with the term. So your whole bull of a good guy with a gun is a myth. Then do us a favor, if you're ever in trouble, don't call 911. They have guns. And going by your logic, they're bad guys. So, well, you're just an idiot. And, well, last thing is, there's one more other good guy with a gun who I knew him his whole life. My brother, Joseph Wilcox. He was a good guy with a gun. In his last moments of life, he was doing his best to make sure no civilians in that area got killed. So for you idiots who wanted to bash him for what he did, well, this is to you. That's pretty much what you deserve. Because he was a decent person, he was my brother, we got along great, and he was passionate about the fact that people should not be allowed to take lives just because they feel like they wanted to. That's just wrong. So yeah, my brother, good guy with the gun, unfortunately lost his life because some psychopath came up behind him and, like a coward, shot him in the back. Now I'm pretty sure there's a lot more instances where stuff like this happened. Actually, the other thing I could think of, which I recently saw on Facebook, because I really don't watch the news, is some mother was in her car, and her son was with her. And I could be wrong about this part, but he asked for some money or something, or asked for a hug, and as she gave it to him, he took a knife and started stabbing her. And now it's just her son stabbing her. Now a neighbor in the area heard the screams, came out, saw what was going on, and used his firearm, and I believe the son died from gunshot wounds. And you know what? She didn't blame the gunman, because he, again, was another good guy with the gun. So no matter what you think, and since you decided to talk out your ass with that comment, you're an idiot. It's that simple. There are plenty of good guys with a gun, me included. I am not a violent person. I don't have any violent tendencies. I like to resolve situations by talking without violence. But of course, if the situation ever arrives where I had to, I believe I would do what was necessary to keep myself alive, my family, and anybody else around me that cannot protect themselves. Which is pretty much the definition of a good guy. But your definition is so beyond crappy that you basically said that every person that has a gun is a bad guy. I mean, you had that term was so broad, you didn't specify anything else. So in all honesty, you basically made an ass of yourself. Now, if you're okay with that, that's fine. I don't give a shit. People make stupid comments all the time, just most people don't let it get recorded and put it all over the place. But yeah, basically, there are plenty of good guys with guns who do the right thing. Now, I may kill you to actually admit that, but you know what? It doesn't matter whether you admit it or not. You're obviously in denial. You can be in denial as long as you want, but just remember, we do exist. Get over it.
Come and take it if you want it. Come and take it if you think you can. Come and take it, but we'll warn you, you'll have to pry from our cold dead hands. We want the freedom that God gave us, so you best not cross that line. If you want this gun, you gotta come through us and take it one shot at a time.